So I just wanted to make a little video about how you grease the door strap and the window tracks. Here's the panel that was just pulled off the car, and the important part when doing this, you got to lift up on the panel because you have these little clips. See, there's a clip here, there's one here, there's one here, and there's one right here. These little clips. And those clips, they're like little hooks that sit down and just hold into the door there. See, there's one there and one up there. And so you have to lift up on the panel to disconnect the rear clips. And then once you have the rear clips done, you can pull it out just enough to clear the handle, and then you push up on the front and you pop out the bottom clips. If you don't do that, you'll break the clips and the door panel won't go on correctly and it'll rattle all the time. You have to disconnect, when you pull the door panel off, you have to disconnect that plug there. And then this is to the courtesy light on the bottom. Now once you get the door open, you're going to see this protective plastic membrane. This protects, moisture from getting back in there. And you can reuse these. If you peel it off correctly without ripping it, then you just reapply the spray on adhesive and you stick it right back where it was. See, it comes off very easily. There you go. So you can just pop it loose from the adhesive. And I usually like, oh, by the way, you also have to undo the clips for the seat controls and the seat heaters and the window. But when you lift it up, you can see in here, I'm going to lower the window so you can see it, but here is where you reach in, you can lubricate it. So let me lower the window and then I'll show you that. Okay, I've temporarily attached the window switch. So now we can roll down the window, and I noticed that, there we go, let's see the little clip behind here? The little clip on this regulator has broken, and that's pretty normal on these cars. So I'm going to order another sliding clip to replace it. Here's the clips that are on the cars. They look like this. Let me turn this one over. And they're just made out of these plastic pieces. And it's like a two-part piece. It looks like that. And this is what slides back and forth in the rail. These little plastic arms. You can see there's kind of some gray grease on there. But they crack. So I'm going to remove that rear window regulator. I'll probably do it on the other ones too. I'm going to remove that regulator and order a new clip and replace that clip. The regulator arm is pretty straightforward. You undo these 4 bolts, and then the regulator is sitting behind there, the motor, and it slides out through this hole here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Bolts are removed. Next thing you need to do is actually, you can see the switch connects to the regulator through this power cable here. So you got a red and a black, and those go into this switch here. And these switches are rebuildable, and you can take them apart. So you pop the top of the switch off, and then I highly recommend taking a picture where all the connectors are, and you just remove the red and black. That way you can feed it back through and around here, and then that comes out with the motor. You can see, using a screwdriver, this is really hard to see, but there's 2 little clips that are in here, and you can gently pry those clips out, and here is where you want to record where everything is connected. Okay, see all the little pins there? The ones I need to remove are the green and the black, number 1 and 2. That powers the regulator. They just slip out. but I wanted to record where everything else is connected. You got a green one here in the back, a brown one here, then it looks like a pink and gray, and a blue and white. You want to put them all back in the same spot. Now once those are disconnected, see we got them, the two right there disconnected, you can then pull the lines through the clips. See if I can do this with one hand. Well, I'm not going to be able to do that with one hand. Anyway, you see what I'm doing. I'm pulling the line back through the door so this line can come out with the regulator. Okay, you can see the regulator and motor out of the car, and this regulator is in excellent condition. The stop's in good condition, the arm's not bent. There's still some grease left on here. I'll go ahead and apply some more grease. But it's removed because, let me turn this over. Right here is where this clip goes. And you can see the clip is broken right there. Normally that's just all one piece. And it fits around. There we go. Normally it goes like that, and it can pivot on here. So when the arm on the motor actually rotates and turns, this slides in the track. And as it slides in the track, it'll rotate a little bit. Well, these break. Very common. So I'm going to go ahead and order another one. And I'll have to drill this out because the new ones come with another. Let me turn it back over. This is actually, it's like a rivet. See how it's pressed in or flattened on this side to keep it from pulling through? And the new ones come with a rivet installed, and then you have to push it through and then flatten the edges of the rivet. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. In the meantime, then I'll grease all this up, grease up the door track. And in the meantime, I'm going to remove the door strap. This is what, hear that squeaking? Not sure if you could hear that, but here's the door strap, and that squeaks because it needs to be greased. And the door strap, you pop out this pin here, there's a little C-clip here, pull that out, pop the pin out, and then you remove this bolt and you remove the door strap, and then you can grease it up, clean it up, grease it up, and put it back in there. Here's the little pin or the clip that pulls off the bottom of the pin. That's just, it's like a little C-clip. And then once that's done, you can tap the pin out from the bottom using a small hammer. Just tapped on the bottom to get it started, and then once it went through there, you can take a pick and insert it in there, and then just tap the bottom of the pick with the hammer, and the pin will then come out. There's your pin, and of course that can be greased up too when it's reinserted, and you see the little slot on the bottom where the C-clip was holding it in. So once we have that out, see that little, it's like a nylon bushing there. There we go. See how that slides out? And then you want to save that nylon bushing. There it is right there. That goes between the strap and the very top where it mounts. But now the strap is loose. Put that nylon bushing over there. Let's see if I can do this with one hand here. That's a 10 millimeter. That's probably going to fall since I'm not holding it from behind, but there we go. Let's set that down. Okay, now I think we also have, yep, see there's one right there. Right down there, we gotta remove those two also. So I'm gonna do that, and then this strap will pull out. Taking the bolts out, and now I can reach in and pull the strap out. And you can see here, I'm gonna go to the workbench. So on the strap, and this is, I think this is a design maybe in 1986 they started doing it this way, at least on the diesels, because you don't see this protective cover on the 1985 300 SD. But let's see if I can balance this camera here for a second. There you go. See, this protective sleeve just pulls off of here. So I'm going to set the camera down and pull that off of there. There we go. And this is what we're left with. So this is, of course, the strap for the door. And when you open the door, these two rollers that are here go back, and they go to like the halfway position, then the full position. That gives you your, your clicks. When you open the door, it clicks halfway, and then it clicks the rest of the way open. And you got to grease these. You can see there's a little grease left in there. And this, of course, this one's in excellent condition, and still got some grease in there. But I'm going to go ahead and grease these up, lubricate it real well, and then reinstall it in the door. And then this strap lock will not break. Otherwise, the little rollers sometimes can break and, go crooked or sideways. So let me grease this up. The way I like to clean these, in order to get all the old grease out of there, I like to put them in the parts washer. And the parts washer gets all the old grease that is kind of gummed up and gotten, where it's no good anymore. So I'm going to stop recording so I can use both hands, and then we'll show this when it's clean. In the parts washer, see that old grease is out of there. I use this, I love this stuff, Moly Graphite. It's a high pressure grease, and this works great for this. Get a brush, and you just really goop it up in there. I mean, you want that stuff to be in there. You want that stuff to be in there thick. Goop it all up in there. Let's go ahead and get it down in the bearings. There you go. See that glob of grease? Now when that wheel spins, that little bearing spins, it is going to have plenty of lubrication in there. And it won't squeak anymore, and the doors will last a long time. Okay, this one is done. You can see how well lubricated it is. There's grease globbed all in there, and that'll give you decades of trouble-free operation. So let's go put this back in the car. The door strap back in, and I greased up the pin, and nice. So it goes to position 1, position 2. That's good. So that is greased, and that will last a long time. See, I put the bolts back in here, and I got them in here, and that is well greased up inside of there. So next is to get that window regulator back in after I place the broken sliding clip. Alright, the previous video was the driver's side rear window regulator, and on the passenger side, this clip is in excellent condition. There's no cracks. It actually has plenty of grease wedged up there from the factory, and the grease is in still good condition. So I'm not going to disassemble this one. I'm just going to apply some fresh grease to the window track, and this stuff, and actually grab some of this existing grease off of there because it's really in really good condition. I'm going to grease that up real good. Let me take some of this nice grease off of here. We're going to put it back in the window track. Make sure this lasts a long time. Let's see how that operates there. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So I'm going to put some grease behind that track there. Oh yeah, that's going to be really good. Let's see how that operates. Beautiful. Man, it's funny because this window is normally the one that has issues, but on this car it turned out to be that one. But this one's in great condition, so I'm not going to disassemble this one. It's all greased up, and I'm going to check the door strap. Make sure that one. Oh yeah, this door strap is still lubricated really well. So I'm not going to disassemble the original. Oops, sorry. Yeah, that is lubricated really well. So I'm not going to disassemble the original one because this door was in outstanding condition. So just re-lubed the track. Straps in good condition. I'm going to reassemble this and we are good to go on this rear passenger window. You can reuse the plastic membrane. This protects water from getting in there. So if you take it apart carefully, you don't rip it, you can see where the glue was applied from the factory. And I just used this 3M multi-purpose adhesive, and I actually reapply it exactly where the factory had it. And you can see right where the factory put it. You just spray right over those same areas. And then you can just reapply this. So first I need to feed the electrical cables back through this hole, and then I'm going to lay this back down on that adhesive. And there we go. This is applied right back over the factory glue, and the way you know it's lined up is because your holes for the door panel clips will be lined up correctly. And see, you just put that right back on how the factory had it, and you have that protective membrane exactly in the right place. And then we just fed these cables through. So this door was in great condition, and I'm ready to put the door panel back on here. After lubricating the window track, this door panel is back on, and like I said, the trick is you got to put the front side on first so you can clear this lock and the handle. And you know when it's on there right, you can't pull it away. See, I can't pull it away from the door. It's because those clips are in there. And once you get the front side on, then you go to the back. And you know the clips are in there because you can't pull it away from the door. And you can tell that you got the membrane glued back in correctly because the original holes for the armrest will line up. So let's get all these switches out of here, and let's put our switch back on and the cover plate back on here, and then we'll reassemble the door lock. Our door panel is all put back together. Got some fingerprints there on the window, but when they're lubricated, they work correctly like this. They go down the same speed, and when you're rolling them up, they roll up the same speed. And everything works good on this one. So this door is serviced. And like I said, I'm ordering a couple of parts for that one over there. The little bracket, the slider bracket was broken. Okay, I just finished greasing the sunroof tracks with the Mercedes grease. You can see it's clear grease, but I've got it all down in here on the rail and on the sliders that pop up. I guess that's the wind deflector. And also have done it on this rail over here. You can see it on top of the rail, and it's on the back side. It's pretty clear. All right, let's see how smooth this is after greasing it. Oh yeah, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. That's how you want it. Okay, just testing out the new bulbs. There's the cigarette lighter bulb I just put in there. And you can see down there, well, you can barely see it, but there's the bulb for the to illuminate the shifter selectors. So nice, got that done. Just wanted to show the chrome trim pieces on the car. They look very good. I mean, you can see a little, there's a little spotting on there, but all in all they look excellent for being 36 years old. I would say they're in very good condition. Let's see here by the back window, you can see there's a little more water spots up here in these, but all in all they look excellent. Just replaced the grommet for the antenna. Yeah, you can see there's some watermarks on there, but it's not bad at all. This one looks like a little ding in it. I don't want to mess with it because I don't want to mess it up. Not sure what happened in that area. But yeah, this chrome looks great. On the front of the car, looks really good. On the bumper. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. Here's the little chrome pieces on the hood. You can see they still look very good. So yeah, you have a little bit of water spots on the trim, but I would say it's nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, here's the back bumper. Anyway, just wanted to show you that.